back again with Doc Durden with What's Up, Doc? And the reason why I'm kind of stuttering here, because I have the fantastic guest today. Absolutely love this lady. Oh, she's my next leading lady. All right. She's Liza. Most people know her, and on my page, she's the second most interesting guest I've had. How about that? All right, and deservedly so. She's one heck of a nice lady, and that needs to be recognized. So I'm proud to have Liza. See, now, she just told me her last name. I'm going to spell it to you, and that's the reason why I'm having a problem with it. Capital M-C-L-L-W-E-E. No, see, that's even wrong. That's even wrong. All right, help me out here.
M-C-I-L.
Oh, I-L.
W-E-E.
Okay. Now, see, when I got it, it looked like two L's, but...
Because the font.
The font. Okay, that's it. All right. See, it wasn't all my fault. All right. All right, so, she'll be introduced after we talk about sponsors. We got to keep this show going. All right, we're going to talk about Wainema Ranch, all right? And y'all know most of it about Wainema Ranch. All right, this is a wild horse sanctuary, all right? And this takes a huge amount of dedication to keep this sanctuary going for the wild Mustangs. And Eddie and Shari, they are one heck of a couple, and this is 24/7. So they're taking care and the feeding of the wild horses, and whatever their needs are, they're right there for it. And I have to tip my hat for them. Right? Let me just say, all right, thank you, Eddie and Shari. Just a wonderful thing that you do. I'm a horse lover, and I've had my own horses. I've had 7, and just those horses alone cost me quite a bit of money just to keep the feed going. Not let alone the shoeing of the horse and all the other care that goes along with taking care of horses. All right, but it's a love that you have for the horses, and that's what they have, and they do that brilliantly. So if you go to their webpage is WaiNemaRanch.com. All right, and they love to have you volunteer. All right, there's lots of work to be done. So if you like to get close to those wild Mustangs and learn the history of the Mustangs and everything, well, that's the place for you. All right, they'll tell you what needs to be done, and then you're directly involved with the Wainema Ranch. How cool is that? And it'll make you feel good too, being able to donate your time for a good cause. All right, so. Please look up on their webpage. It's a good thing they're doing, and I want you to get involved. All right, so let's go on to. I don't even have my paperwork for my book. Paul, could you go on my binder and in the back, the paperwork is there. All right. Sorry about that. I was concentrating on other things today. Liza's birthday, all right? And we have a cake here. So we're going to sing happy birthday. So I hope all of you join in. All right. And big news. Big news. All right, I have another studio, and thank you. I have another studio, and that's in Mound House, and I've been working for since Wednesday. And boy, let me tell you, I think I'm a little bit old to be doing what I'm doing. It's hard for me to get up in the morning. I'm all stiff. How do I take care of that? You know, it takes a while for me to kind of unwind. Holy crap. But anyway, it's coming together beautifully, and I should be moving in probably Friday. Friday, yeah. I have people cleaning up tomorrow, and then on Thursday again. Then we have a lady come in to clean up what the men didn't clean. I think that's the deal. So that's how's that work out? All right, here we go, and we have a very important magazine in Virginia City. Yeah, we have our own magazine. How cool is that? All right, and this interview today will be part of this magazine. It'll be transcribed. And also, it'll be a link to YouTube, and you'll be able to see Liza at any given time. And you'll be able to read about her, too. Insider. Virginia City Insider. All right? Cameron Hawkins, publisher, right here. And Cameron Hawkins is my marketing agent, and that's the reason why I have the new studio. Is directly caused by Cameron Hawkins, and I appreciate that, and thank you, Cameron. All right, and in the back of that book, I got the last 2 pages. I did have the last 2 pages. There it is. All right, there's an award. All right, this is some of all the movies that I've made. This is the Westie Award. This is a coveted award. All right, and best director, best producer, best script, and best movie. Right there. This is good stuff. So if you care to read about anything about me, yeah, please open up the Virginia City Insider. You can actually pick this up online too. All right, and then on the inside back cover, we have the book. All right, the book. Sandy Lene, Nevada's author. She says, this is her words. She says, Doc, you're the most interesting man I ever talked to. I'd like to write your biography. I said, yeah, okay, let's do that. So she did. And there it is. All right. And that's kind of cool. All right. And Sandy Lene, all right, Nevada's author, wrote a biography of me. If you go to my webpage, www.docdurden.com. Now, there's more stuff in there. Are we going to break? All right. We're going to break. I got stopped. All right. We're going to break. Come on back. I'm introducing you to Liza. Come on back. All right. We're still. Yes. All right. We're still live. On, even though we're going to break and that cuts everything off, but on Facebook we're still live. So if anybody comes up on your screen that you want to say hi to, or you want to say hi to anybody anyway, for instance, Sandy Lene, you had an interview today with Sandy Lene. How about that? Well, you talk about a popular lady here, and rightfully so. You're not going to believe the gown that she's wearing. She's absolutely stunning as usual, and I just love it when the ladies dress up in their gowns, and of course the head covering, the hat is just absolutely one of a kind, and it looks like that she probably made it because you don't see those anywhere.
Well, I got the hat form.
Hat form, yeah, yeah, and what we're going to do, well, since we're on break, how about if we stand you up so we can look at you. All right. This is something that we have the flexibility. All right.
There. Yep.
Everything. All right. Now look how beautiful that is. And is no bustle?
No,
that doesn't require.
No, 1890s, no bustle, but corset.
Corset.
Yes.
No bustle, and the bustles stop. Now we're going to do this again when we come back on. So the bustles stop when?
Around the 1890s.
Right. Okay. Right around that time. Yeah. Now this Edwardian or?
Belle Epoque is, I think, how it's pronounced.
Okay.
It's right before Edwardian. Edwardian was 1903 is when that started.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
Right. Look how beautiful she is. How cool is that? Now you come out to Virginia City, all right, and this is what you're going to see. A lot of the women, they wear. Now, she is really exceptional, I'll have to say, because I just love what she's wearing. I've never seen a piece like that, and I know she made it, and I knew it would take a long time for you to do that,
yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. Yes. And how long did it take you to do that?
Well, I had to remake the skirt once, and I had to remake the vest once, so that added some time.
Yes.
I'm guessing 30, 40 hours total, but it was over a span of an entire year.
Oh, a year?
Yes.
40 hours total, but over a span of 1 year. And that is gorgeous. That's a gorgeous.
Thank you.
I know the work that went into it. I used to know a lady that did a lot of that. And and it's absolutely mind-blowing what you ladies come up with, and that is probably one of the best pieces I've seen. And that's legit. That's legit. And I love the sleeves.
Stand by.
All right, let's line her up again, Paul. Back to the show. Welcome back. This is What's Up, Doc, and my name is Doc Durden, your host today, and we have Liza, and she's going to introduce herself. She's going to introduce herself, and then once she does, then we're coming back, and we have a surprise for her. Okay, Liza, welcome to the show, and please let's go over your last name again.
It's pronounced Mcllwee.
Mcllwee.
Yes.
Mcllwee, and it looks like LL, but no, what it is capital M C.
Yeah, capital MC and then a capital I.
L-W-E-E.
With some of the fonts that are out there, the capital I and the lowercase L
look the same.
Almost
yeah, and I picked it up as being the same. And I said, "What? I don't get it." So that's the reason why I allowed her to go ahead and introduce herself, and I have to apologize for that because I would have screwed it up, and But we have a birthday girl here, and Liza is 29 years old today. She's just absolutely, and you would never know that. You would never know that. So we're gonna light candles here, all right? And this is there we go. We got flame, and I'm now lighting candle number 1, candle number 10. Candle number 29. All right. And now we're going to sing Happy Birthday. Are you ready, Paul?
I'm ready.
All right. And I want you guys to join in. She can hear you. All right. She can hear you. All right. All right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Liza. Happy birthday to you. Yay! How wonderful. Blow the candles out, please. All those candles went out at the same time, so her wishes came true. All right? And maybe we'll find out what those wishes are. All right, so let's get into Liza. I'm so anxious. First, what I do have to say about Liza, just to give you an idea of what this lady can do. She's involved with the making of Leland. And Leland, the last scene we're doing for Leland will be this Wednesday. And Michelle Bachman, leading lady on that, and absolutely another wonderful lady. Liza was picked by me to do a scene at the Opera House, which is a big scene, one of the biggest scenes we have. And actually, yeah, we had an opera singer there too. And we had Liza on one box. If you know about the Opera House in Virginia City, they have box seats, and on the stage, and Liza and my partner and his wife were on the right box seat, and then I was on with my wife on the left box seat. And of course, the scene is that my wife is going to get arrested, and for she's accused of murder, so we have a performance going. We have she's singing opera. How wonderful, Christina. Christina is singing opera. What a beautiful voice, all right? And nice performance. And then the sheriff comes in with his two deputies and disrupts the whole program. Walks up on stage, goes over to my box seat and tells me that he's here to arrest my wife. And I have for what? For murder of I said that's impossible. So anyway. the deputy was instructed to go escort my wife to the jail, and of course my wife had nothing to do with that. So she's yelling and screaming, "Take your hands off me!" And who do you think you are, and all that stuff. Well, in the meantime, and I don't know this, but when I get to editing, all right, and of course I have 4 or 5 cameras on this shot, so I'm picking up everything, and I don't know what I'm picking up until I go to edit and whatever's there. And guess what? I see this lady over here, Liza, all right, she's responding to everything that's happening on the other side of the stage, as a professional would do. And I said, wow, this is a bonus. I didn't expect this. Well, the idea is on this scene right here, I was going to close with me. I was going to close that scene with me, all right? After watching what happened with Liza on the other side, and she's going through the whole emotion, she's being aghast because her best friend is being, arrested, and then she's being carted off the stage, and she's looking at this, and so she starts crying and puts her hand. I go, oh my God, what a performance that was! Absolutely brilliant. So that's who we're dealing with, and that was just natural. She had no script. There was no script, all right? This was just natural that comes out of her because she's been involved with the workshops and the community theaters and everything. And she's been doing this for years and years and years. So here we're going to have Liza, thank God, do some talking here. And first we're going to start out with the Leland scene on stage. Liza, take it away.
So this was my first experience with you. I had no idea that there was no script. You kind of just throw everybody out there and say, this is the scene. Give me what you got.
Exactly right.
And Michelle she just put on this amazing performance. And if it weren't for her performance, I don't know that I could have pulled out of myself what I was able to pull out. She was just so incredible. And the interesting thing is that when the cameras were on our box, that whole scene with you and Michelle was done. I was just replaying it in my head to get that reaction.
Ah, okay, yeah.
So.
Yeah, and you had to have done that before somewhere else. Mm-hmm. No, it was right then and there.
That was my very first time doing anything like that.
Now, you see what happens? You see, you don't know what you're going to get, but this is exactly the reason why I don't work with a script. I do set the actors up. This is what I need to see. This is where we need to go, all right? Except for her. I didn't. She was the icing on the cake, as it will. All right, she was just absolutely a beautiful lady that the camera absolutely enjoyed, looking at, and she's on the far side of the stage. All right, and so with her background of being an actress, this is what she came up with automatically. That. Right there, because she was inspired by Michelle Bachmann, and you know what? So was I. She had a stellar performance, and the other scenes that she's in, same thing. So I'll be putting this thing together next week. Fortunately, it's been the COVID thing. It just took its toll, and other things that I'm in there. So finally, we're doing our last scene, and So now, I remember going to your office, it must have been a week or two later, and telling you exactly what I'm telling people here, is that I was going to end this segment with me. Right. But after your performance, exactly, that I'm going to end it with you. It was just absolutely stellar. Not only that is that, of course, I'm always thinking ahead for the next movie. All right, and I need a leading lady. Well, guess what? It's a no-brainer. There was a no-brainer, and I asked her. I says, we're doing my next movie. I'd like to have you as my leading lady. And she accepted, and this is absolutely wonderful for me. It's wonderful for the production. And the next one, we have a lot of interesting people that are actually in the business. and they'll have, this will be probably one of the better movies, and I always try to improve each movie we do, and I think that's what a director does. And so having Liza on board is such a big plus for me, and I thank you for accepting that role. And of course,
the opportunity.
yeah, well, yeah, and you should be out there more often than you are because of who you are and who you represent and the way you dress and the way you speak and your just natural ability of being an actor. It's just incredible to me. And you come, well, it's one thing you acting, but your audience has to believe it.
Right.
Has to believe that this is actually happening. Yep. I'm a believer. You sold me, and yeah, exactly. I'm telling you, it was just absolutely a stellar performance, and I'm so happy and proud.
I'm excited to see the movie.
Yeah, exactly. It was been a long time. We started this last year, and again, you know, with all the delays and everything, and I'm more guilty than anybody. 1 minute. I'm doing too much talking here. We have to have Liza do more talking, and that's what's going to happen the next. I'm going to zip it, all right, and ask a question, and she's going to expand that, all right. And we're going to get into her costumes and some of the proper things you should be wearing or not wearing, and it's very formal. It really is. And she's the one that knows it. She knows all that. So come on back with me, and we're going to be having Liza educate us and tell us what we're doing wrong or what we're doing right, maybe. All right, we're going to break. Come on back. All right, we're back. And this is What's Up, Doc. I'm your host, Doc Durden, and my guest, Liza, with a Z. All right, you remember that saying, Liza with a Z? That's her. She's in the house. She's with me right now. And we were talking during the break, and this gown right here took you 40 hours total time, but over a period of a year.
Yes.
And the cost of that is what?
If I were to make it for someone else, I would charge at least $800, if not $1,000, because the cost of the fabric isn't cheap.
Oh,
And
you're right.
my time is quite valuable.
Yes. I can imagine. And now you say you have like 36 dresses for different occasions, and you're
spanning anywhere from 1860s to
which is Civil War hoop skirts,
turn of the century.
And are you willing to sell some of those gowns if somebody's interested?
If I'm not currently adoring
Sure.
them.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I have sold a few of my dresses that I didn't like anymore.
Yeah. Right.
Because
Right.
I've improved on my skill, and
Yes.
I have dresses I like more, and
Sure.
and then they're just hanging there not being used. I'd rather sell them off to somebody where they're going to be loved and used.
Yes.
So.
Yes. And of course the gown that she's wearing right now is just absolutely. I've never seen one quite like it. It's absolutely exquisite. And again, you'll see that on live Facebook, and that'll be all put together for tomorrow afternoon. But now I'm looking at the gown. There's a whole lot more to this gown, and that's underneath.
Yes.
And that's important, right?
Very important.
How important is that?
The most important structure, foundation garment, to pull off the silhouette that you need to make these Victorian clothing look right.
Look properly, yeah.
Look proper, yes. Is the corset. You have to have a corset.
Have to have the corset.
You have to have the corset. And I know a lot of people cringe and think, oh my goodness, they couldn't breathe wearing those things. Yes, they could. I can tell you, because I'm breathing. See, big breath.
Now you don't. You don't have to cinch it up to where.
No, you don't have to cinch it up.
Okay.
And actually, when the corset is cut properly to fit your body, it doesn't dig into your ribs. It isn't uncomfortable whatsoever. And when it's laced up correctly to where you're pulling in the soft middle part of your body, which is between the bottom of the ribs and the top of the hips, that spot is very squishy. And you can squeeze that in, reduce the size of your waist, and then all the extra fluff goes up and down, and then you take the slack in, you can still breathe.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
as long as you're not pulling too tightly, it isn't going to pinch or be uncomfortable either.
Yeah. Well, the main thing with that corset is that when you do put it on, it automatically smooths things out.
Yes, it smooths the figure out,
Yeah, there you go.
and you can actually just barely lace it on to where it's not going to fall off,
Mm-hmm.
and then pad the top and the bottom, and lo and behold, you look like you have an itty bitty waist.
All right, there you go.
Because
Yeah.
your bosom and your hips look bigger.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and it creates that illusion.
Yeah.
And Victorian fashion is all about illusion.
Yeah,
Even
yes.
what I'm wearing today with the big leg of mutton sleeves.
Yeah, beautiful,
that-
beautiful.
That creates it draws the attention up top.
Right.
And then it also makes the waist look small.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah.
So-
Okay, now, talking about the waist and then further down, there's no bustle.
No, not in the 1890s. Some women did wear hip pads, like I was talking about,
Yeah.
the padding,
Mhm.
to fill out the backside. But if you didn't need to wear it to finish that illusion out, you didn't wear it. Previous years, you had the bustle crinoline, and then throughout the 1860s, you had the hoop crinoline.
Yes.
But just like fashion changes today, it was roughly every 10 years that fashion was changing through the 1800s.
Yeah, okay, and they stopped using the bustle right around
Right around the 1890s.
1890s. When did the accordion come in? What is it? Eduardo.
The Edwardian?
Edwardian. Yeah, there you go.
1903, that was
1903.
the death of Queen Victoria,
Oh.
and when King Edward began to reign. So it's called Edwardian and Victorian. It's all about the king and queen.
I kind of knew the name. I didn't know the history.
Mm-hmm.
How cool is that? Right here, 1903. How cool is that? And it was named after the people.
Mm-hmm.
How cool is that? All right. And is there even though it has is there a brassiere that goes with that? No.
No, because
No.
the corset
Yeah.
it covers the
Covers
the
everything.
torso.
Yeah.
It supports the bust,
Yeah.
just like brassiere does
Yeah.
today. But it also supports the waist, and it supports the weight of the garments.
Mm-hmm. And now you can't show any leg or anything or
It was quite risque.
Risque, yeah.
To show an ankle.
ankle. Yeah. That's what it is. Ankle. Yeah. So it's not proper for you to show. So everything has to
It wouldn't
go.
be proper.
Yeah.
I'm sure women did it, but it wouldn't be proper.
Probably proper. Yeah. And how do you wear socks? What kind of garment? Is there like bloomers or?
Yeah, so underneath the main outfit, but on top of the corset, you have the corset cover and the petticoat and the drawers or pantaloons. I mean, they're called drawers, stockings.
Wow. Okay. So right now you have about 6 pieces that go underneath your dress.
Yes, well, actually, you have the chemise first to protect the corset from the body oils.
Okay. Right.
You don't want the corset right up against the skin.
Oh, you don't want the corset up against the skin. Yeah.
Because the corset doesn't get laundered.
I got you.
So you need to have a chemise underneath to absorb the body oils and the sweat and the skin dander and all that kind of stuff, because that will be laundered.
Yeah.
And then you have the corset on, and corset cover, petticoat, on the drawers. You need the drawers too. So, yeah.
So this is the reason why a lot of Victorian ladies had help to get this put
But
together.
I got dressed all by myself today.
But you've been doing it so long. Yeah, you do it by yourself.
You got to think, the ladies that lived back then,
Yeah.
they were doing this from a young age.
Okay, yeah.
And it was secondhand nature for them.
Yeah. Now again, with the corset, is that back then they really used to cinch them up, and their ribs used to actually break sometimes.
Nope.
No, that didn't happen. Okay.
No.
So see, well,
That is misinformation.
misinformation. That's me.
I believe that rib breaking spurred from something that was written regarding the ribs in the corset.
Oh,
breaking.
okay. The ribs in the corset. Now, is that actually whale bone?
Yes.
Yes, whale bone.
Back then, yes.
Back then.
Obviously, that's
Right,
legal
exactly,
today.
yeah.
So there is synthetic whale bone that's
Okay.
being made out of plastic.
Oh, plastic. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense. But yeah, going back in the day, whalebone. Yeah, that was used readily. All right, whale oil and all that stuff. Right. So. How cool is that? So we got the corset. That's probably enough about the corset and
Oh, the bustle.
bustle.
Yes. I only have one. I only have one bustle.
Only have one. Okay. Now I know early on they used to have a shelf back there that you could have dinner on. You could actually put your dinner on there, and or drinks or whatever.
Yeah, there's various different contraptions out there.
Yeah.
I've seen a patent for a stool bustle. A friend of mine just made one. Yeah, it's made out of wood, and when she's walking in it, it looks like a regular bustle, and then she can just pop and sit wherever she wants because her bustle
is made into a seat.
Doubles as a stool. Yeah.
How cool is that?
Yes, there's all kinds of wacky contraptions that were patented for bustles.
Yeah. Now that is new. First time I heard that. And of course now, did the bustles start out with that big ledge, or then they got lower, smaller and smaller?
The 1860s, you had the regular hoop crinoline, the early 60s. Then the late 1860s, it turned into an elliptical hoop crinoline where it was more flat in the front and full in the back, but it still had that very large circumference. Then in the 1870s, there was, it was kind of a downsize of the late 60s elliptical.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went into what's called the natural form, where it was just more of a hip padding, and they were taking all the skirts and kind of tying them up behind the knee. And then in the 1880s, the bustle came back with a vengeance. That's where you're seeing those big shelves.
Oh, so it was later.
And even though the dresses themselves were very tailored, the back end of the bustle was getting that big shelf kind of look to it.
Yeah.
And then they got rid of the bustles and came up with these big ridiculous sleeves.
No, I love them. I love them.
Are.
I absolutely love them. Now going back to the '60s, as you're talking about, going back to the Civil War, and we're talking about the hoop scoot and the hoop skirts, and they're and we can't. We'll get on a break. Just one more thing. The hoop skirts, and I'll have you think about this, is that if the ladies got too close to the fire, it would catch on fire.
Yep.
All right. We'll talk about that when we come back. All right. Well, on break. Come on back. We have Liza in the house, and this is What's Up, Doc. I'm Doc Durden. Come on back. Come on back. All right. We are back, and thanks for coming back. Because you know who's in the house, right? Liza is in the house with me today. This is What's Up, Doc, and my name is Doc Durden. All right, and where did we finish? We
were talking about the hoop crinolines and how dangerous they were.
Yes.
So you mentioned about women getting too close to the
fire. That's it. That was it.
You're by the fireplace, and all of a sudden the log pops, and an ember shoots out of the fireplace, catch skirt on fire, boom, go up in flames. Right?
Wow.
Another thing.
Isn't that crazy?
Another thing that women got injured or died from wearing the hoop crinoline was exiting the carriages. Their foot would get hooked on that bottom rung of their hoop, and then they would stumble out of the carriage. And either injure themselves or worse, break their neck.
Well, and I had the carriage, I had the team of horses and everything, and I was doing that. I do weddings, and that was my biggest concern, is the bride, with her big dress and big puffy dress and everything, is that her clearing the wagon, the carriage.
And that's the whole etiquette of men coming around.
Exactly, helping her.
Help the lady exit the vehicle.
And you can bet your last dollar I was there,
right.
Because I couldn't afford not to be there.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's where that etiquette comes from.
Yeah.
Is
helping the lady off the carriage.
Prevent the lady from hurting herself.
Yes. Yeah.
Worse.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The men was always supposed to make the lady look good, and that was their job. And of course, we all know that we have no problem of making Liza look good, right? Oh. We want to do that. All right. So on we go. Let's see here. I had I had something else. Some of the workshops that you've worked at and the communities. You've done a lot of acting there, and so tell your audience and tell your fans a little bit of what you do on some of the workshops and some of the community theater.
I'm not sure what workshops you're referring to.
Okay.
I've actually never.
Oh.
Not that I can recall been a part
Oh,
of it.
well, no. The conversation we had about a year ago, I misunderstood you then. I thought that you had you worked with people on community theater, but that wasn't true.
No,
No.
I've been a part of some productions through Piper's Players at Piper's Opera.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. Yeah.
And I've done two shows with them.
All right. And let me. Then we need to hear about those. Those are the ones I'm referring to. Yeah.
Okay.
That's our community.
So we did murder mystery, dinner murder mystery, and I think it was at the Barron Mansion. Drawing a blank right now. Sorry.
Okay. No, it's all right. It's all right.
And it had been the first time I was on stage since high school.
Okay.
And when I was in high school, I was only ever part of the chorus. I never had any kind of role to remember lines. So I was a bit freaked out. I'm like, how am I going to learn all these lines? And
Right.
I surprised myself.
Good.
I challenged myself
Good.
doing
Yes.
it, and I surprised myself at my ability. And it was so much fun, and the cast was just amazing. The crew was amazing. It was just a wonderful experience.
Okay, now that's at the Opera House or
At Piper's Opera House.
Okay, but you started out in high school.
In high school, just being a part of the chorus, I've always done musicals.
Okay.
I did a little.
You can sing?
I do. I'm not that great of a singer, and it's been years. I really would like to get back to seeing a vocal coach.
I was going to say we were going to set you up here.
No,
Yeah.
not today.
Not today. We're not going to do that today.
No,
Maybe we'll do it at
I don't want to embarrass myself.
at the other studio. Huh? All right.
But yeah, I did Little Shop of Horrors my freshman year of high school.
Oh,
and
interesting,
then
yeah.
It was actually right after I moved out here in 2000
Okay, wait.
Oh.
High school where?
in Germany.
In Germany.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. I do remember reading that on her webpage, her Facebook page. Germany, high school in Germany.
My dad was in the Army,
Okay.
and I was privileged enough to be living in Germany at the time of my freshman year.
Oh, how cool is that?
Yeah,
How cool is that?
it was a lot of fun.
How many Americans were in your class?
Oh, the whole school was.
Oh, the whole school.
It
was military school.
Military base, yeah.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah,
All right.
Department of Defense.
All right. So you learned acting in high school, and your first play. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it was Little Shop of Horrors.
Okay.
That was the
And
very first one.
but you didn't do that at Piper's. That was all high school.
Yeah, so I was in the chorus at Little Shop of Horrors in high school, and then when I moved out here, I went to I didn't go to WNC, but they were doing a production of My Fair Lady at Western Nevada Community. It was the Western Nevada Community College at the time. It's now just Western Nevada College.
Okay.
But yeah, My Fair Lady.
There we go.
And I auditioned for a speaking part, but quickly learned that they already knew who they wanted in their speaking parts.
Welcome to Hollywood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Basically, because they were actually taking the class.
Mhm. Yeah. Right.
For their
Sure.
for their future. They were getting into theater beyond college. So I was just in the chorus, but it was so much fun to be part of the chorus.
Yeah.
And then life happens, had more kids, and
Yeah. Life gets in the way.
yeah.
Ah, for crying out
I
loud.
shouldn't say it gets in the
That's
way.
never
It's just
happened
that
before.
I just took a little offshoot, had my babies,
Yep.
and now they're getting older,
Yeah.
so now I can concentrate on other things.
Other
for
things.
myself.
Good for you. Yeah, good. Excellent. High school in Germany. How wonderful is that? Any college after that?
Nope.
No. So we kind of like.
I'm a high school graduate with one college course credit.
Okay. And then we got married pretty much after that.
I actually got married before we moved out here.
Yeah. And when you say that, it's still in Germany?
No, we were in Pennsylvania.
Okay, moved to Pennsylvania, and then I lived there, how long?
About 8 years.
Oh, 8 years, okay. And then when you left Pennsylvania, you were how old?
20.
20s.
Right before I turned 23.
23, and then that's when you got married and moved out here to where? Dayton or?
It was Carson City.
Carson City. Yeah. So you've been here a while.
21 years.
21 years. How wonderful is that? Yeah. All right. So we have again, this interview right here. It goes in the new Virginia City Insider. All right, and it'll be also. You'll have a link to YouTube where this all goes eventually, and this is one of the ladies going to be there. All right, this is very cool to be able to do that and celebrate Virginia City because the people that work and live in Virginia City will be certainly a guest in that book. All right, and so what got you into? Besides the cost of somebody else making your dresses, what prompted you to get into making gowns and period clothes?
That's basically it. I wanted the dresses to wear,
right,
and I couldn't afford to pay anybody.
Exactly.
And I also wanted the challenge of creating these dresses. And, just seeing what I could accomplish, and it's a creative outlet. And
yeah, I noticed your hat. Now that hat, something that you're never going to find on the shelf. So you must have made that hat.
I didn't make the entire thing.
Okay.
The straw itself, was already created. I got it off of Etsy from a seller in France. And then the ribbon is an antique ribbon that I also bought off of Etsy.
Okay.
Some of the feathers I bought off of Etsy.
A good place to go, obviously. Yeah.
So I, picked all the components and then I put it together.
Yeah,
it only took me about an hour to put the hat together.
Well, it's such a fabulous hat because it matches everything. It just goes with the dress. Now I've seen ladies wear this big hat like this. What's that about?
That's in the Edwardian era.
That's okay. So in 1903.
About 1903 to mid 19-teens.
Okay, so about 7 years with these big hats.
About 10 or so years.
Yeah. So if you were portraying 1800s, that would be not even developed yet.
No, they didn't do the big hat.
All right, so you would be wrong. Anything in the 1800s with that big hat. Good. Now, see, I didn't know where that cutoff was. I do know.
If you're wanting to be historically accurate.
Yeah.
Let me put that out there.
Okay.
I don't want to be a stick. I don't want to.
Oh, no. I know what you're saying because there are ladies that
women they love the look of the
yes,
muscle dress.
Yes.
They want that big hat.
But the big hat, right.
By all means, if that makes you feel good,
yes,
then wear it.
I'm with you. No, I'm with you. Exactly. I'm self-confessed. Absolutely. I'm 20% Hollywood and 80% authentic. I like the bling thing that you see on the screen with Hollywood. Yeah, you got to be kidding me. We got 2 minutes left with this lady. So I'm with that philosophy anyway. I deal with mainstream audience. All right, you take out the highs and the lows, and of course the highs are the ones that are very authentic, and there's like 10 stitches to the inch, and that has to be right, and all that,
No, my stitches, no.
No.
You don't want to see the inside of my garments because they're a mess.
Yeah, exactly right. And that's where I'm at too.
As long as it looks good on the outside, I'm happy.
Yeah, and it does. Let me tell you, this lady is absolutely wonderful. She's absolutely gorgeous, and she complements her beauty with her dresses. And again, I can't get over that dress because I've seen a lot of, as you have to know, I've seen a lot of ladies dressed up in their gowns and everything, but I really have to say this is one of the best dresses I've ever seen. And with that, I think I'm off the air.
Stretch.
Yeah, stretch it a little bit. Okay, I'm getting the old stretch. How about that? I never got that before. But going back to what you can afford. All right, I built a whole Western town. My first Western town I built myself because I couldn't afford. No way could I afford somebody to come in and build me a Western town. Impossible. So I know exactly what she's saying, and and now we got to wrap it up. So I got a little bit in, but yeah, I couldn't afford anybody to build it, so I had to build it myself. All right, same thing what Liza did. She can't afford nobody to make her $800 dress, so she makes it herself. And let me tell you, nobody could have made it any better. All right, we are out of here, and thank you for tuning in. We have Liza with a Z, and you know more about her when you go to Virginia City at the Visitor Center. Please do. All right. Bye-bye. All right.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you. That was wonderful. Have to bring you back though, and because I know you're going to be a fan favorite immediately. But we'll probably put you in the new studio when that's up.
Roundhouse?
Yeah, Roundhouse.
Right.
Yeah,
right next
much
door.
easier. Yeah, exactly. You're right there. What, 5 minutes away, maybe?
Yeah, about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, and they'll be ready to go anyway next week. Well, no, not this week. Yeah, next week. All right, and Facebook.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, Facebook, thank you again for tuning in. Again, I will put this interview together tonight or tomorrow morning, and it'll be up on Facebook tomorrow afternoon, probably right around 2 o'clock. And I appreciate everybody that's tuning in, and thank you very much. Thank you, Penny. Thank you, John. John Cotton, yeah, and absolutely Valinda. Valinda, thanks so much for tuning in. I love you. And we'll put this together. All right. Thank you. Bye. See ya.
Bye.